All right, so today I'm going to talk about the number one reason that I see people failing in pursuit of their goals, whether that's to build a business, to build a YouTube channel, whatever the thing is. This is the reason most people fall short of that goal. And I'm reminded of this because I was just working with an individual the other day, very high-level individual. He's a killer in his domain. He has realized incredible amounts of success. And I'm helping him with a different project that he has less experience in. And as we're going through this project, I'm continually reassuring him and saying, hey, you're doing awesome. This is good. These results are great. But the thing is, he keeps coming back and he wants it to happen faster, right? And you can tell by the questions that they ask and the antsiness in the questions. It's like, why isn't this happening faster? And this is the reason that I see so many people failing, is because they get into something with miscalibrated expectations or unrealistic expectations. It's like the idea that you wanting it to go faster only makes it take longer. And already in this process, we're getting questions about what can we do to shortcut it? Can we try this other thing? Can we try that thing? These people are saying that, like starting to bring in all of these other variables into the equation and starting to throw all the spaghetti at the wall because you want it to happen faster rather than realizing, hey, you are on the path right now. You're doing the work. You're following the plan. Now you just need to let time do the heavy lifting. And I think when you come in with appropriate expectations about how long and how hard a thing is going to be, this is what we call the scope of the problem, right? Realizing how difficult the problem is going to be and then how much time as a result that you should allocate towards it before you expect to see results. And so, let's take the example of growing a YouTube channel. If your goal is to grow your YouTube channel, then you need to play on the span of years. Right? Like I had my main YouTube channel for years with only 200 subscribers before we finally unlocked it, before we finally figured it out. And now we have 275,000. This YouTube channel, the podcast is another example in exactly that, right? We've been focusing on how to grow this channel. It's very different than the main channel. We have daily episodes here, very low edits and very low budget in the grand scheme of things. And so we're like, how can we get that channel to grow in the same way that the main channel did? Whereas the main channel, I spend 15 hours scripting and writing out what I'm going to say in those videos. And then we have a ton of effort that goes into editing. So those videos are these incredibly polished pieces of art, right? And so we're like, how can we make this other channel succeed? Well, we've put out over 700 episodes, and it's only been in the last 60 episodes that we've finally seen meaningful growth, finally unlocking the algorithm on this side of the platform. But if I had stopped at, say, episode 100 or episode 200 or episode 300, and that would have been reasonable for a lot of people. A lot of people would be like, you did 300 episodes and still hadn't unlocked it? Hell, I did 700 episodes. 700 episodes and still barely unlocking it, right? And so when I say you need to calibrate your expectations appropriately, I'm not just saying do 5 to 10 reps. I'm saying you need to put in hundreds of reps before you start to evaluate whether or not what you're doing is working. And that's the same in your business. It's the same in growing your personal brand or whatever the domain is. Like you need to, instead of operating in the idea that you're going to do 10 reps, I'm going to do 1,000 reps. In my mind, haven't even put in one rep yet. On this channel, we're at 700 episodes. I'm going to consider one rep at 1,000. 1,000. That's a daily episode every single day for over 3 years. That's going to be one rep. And for most people, they're going to look at that and be like, that's crazy. That's ridiculous. Why that? Because I know over the next 10 years, I'm going to get 3 to 4 reps in. And in my domain, that means I have done 3,000 more reps than the other person. Who's going to win that game? Who are you going to bet against? Not me. Right? And so don't bet against yourself either by making it harder than it needs to be, by expecting it to be faster and easier. Just come into whatever you're doing, whether that's your business, and say, you know what? I'm not here to get rich quick. I don't care about this next year. I don't care about the next 2 years or 3 years. I care about the next 10, 20, 30 years. That's what I'm building for. And when you come at it with that mindset, that you are signing up to do this thing for 1,000 reps, then who cares what's happening at rep 70? Who cares what's happening at rep 272? It doesn't matter. It's just another. And so what you look and ask yourself is, okay, was rep 272 better than 271? That's the only question you need to care about. And if it is, awesome. Now make 273 better than 272. Keep doing that until you get to 1,000, whatever the domain is. I don't care what it is. Like this is for literally anything in life that you want to be successful at, is just focus on doing as many reps as possible, expanding your expectations in terms of how long you think it's going to take. It's going to be harder, right? I can't remember the name of the law, but who was it? I can't remember. Hodgkinson. Anyways, he says that everything takes longer and costs more and is harder than you expect it to be, even when you take into consideration this law. So even when you expect it to take longer, be harder, and cost more, it still takes longer, costs more, and is harder than you even anticipated. So just go into it with eyes wide open. I promise you, if you can do that, you're going to stay in the game long enough. And that is the number one variable of success in any domain of life, is who can stay in the game the longest. Because you can't win if you don't start. You can't lose if you don't quit. Stay in the game. It's just a matter of time. So that is everything that I have for you guys. If you got any value out of this and you enjoyed this, do me a favor, just take a screenshot. I know you might be driving, so go ahead, pull over right now. Right now, pull over. If you're on your way to work, I don't care. Pull over right now, take a screenshot, share it with me on Instagram. Tag me, the Anthony Vicino, so I can see it. I can thumbs up it. I can say, you rock. Now get to work. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.